pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format.
Good morning, family. Thank you for taking your time to tune in to your most loved radio station. We are Predestined Live Radio, the station that brings hope to the hopeless. And this morning, I'd like to welcome you to this beautiful show. And in the studio, family, I have one of my favorite actors, speakers. Most people don't even know that he's a speaker. He's an eloquent speaker. We'll get there. I'm just trying to get my cool. Actually, I don't believe that this is happening. But hey, it is what it is. Before we can go any further, family, let me play this song and I will welcome him officially. Now I'm going to play a song that comes from one of his favorite albums. It's Black Album by Jay-Z. And I'm playing Enko featuring Linkin Park. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you. Far too kind. Woo. Yeah. Ready? Woo. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, nigga, make some noise. Get him, Jay. Who you know fresher than Ho? Riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lyrically at. Can't none of y'all mirror me back. Yeah, hear me rap, it's like hand G rapping his prime. I'm young H.O., rap's Grateful Dead. Back to take over the globe, now break bread. I'm in Boeing Jazz, Lowell Dress. Out the country, but the blueberries still connect. On the low, but y'all got a triple deck. But when you young, what the fuck you expect? Yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Goddamn your manhole, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find open a hand with no pen? Just draw inspiration. Who you gonna see you can't replace him with cheap imitation for these generations? Encore, do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, make some noise. What the hell are you waiting for? Look what you made me do. Look what I made for you. Knew if I paid my dues, how will they pay you? When you first come in the game, they try to play you. Then you drop a couple of hits, look how they wait to you. From Marcy to Madison Square, to the only thing that matters is just a matter of years. As fate would have it, J status appears to be at an all-time high. Perfect time to say goodbye. When I come back like Jordan, we're in the 4-5. It ain't to play games with you, it's to aim at you. I name you, if I owe you, I'm blowing you the smithereens. Concept to take one for your team, and I need you to remember one thing. I came, I saw, I conquered. The record sales, sold out the concert. Motherfucker, if you want this encore, I need you to scream till your lungs get sore.
This is Predestined Live Radio, the station that brings hope to the hopeless.
Welcome.
Listen live now on www.predestinedlive.online.
Are you ready?
Good morning once again, family. Welcome to Bringing Hope with Clement TC. As I said to you, family, in the studio, I am joined by one of the best. Yeah, I have Vuyo Dabula in the building. I know most of you family at home who are listening from our online radio stream. You know him as Gaddafi from Generations. Some of you know him as Tau from Five Fingers. Only this last way, yeah, you're not Five Fingers of
for Marseille.
Yes, score family. So I'm gonna give the platform now to Vuyo Dabula. Because most of us, we relate with him from the character he plays on TV. Some of you once heard him on radio. There's also this other jingle that he did before for one radio station. I won't mention it by name. Yeah, the beat. So I'm just gonna give him a platform. He's a brother of mine, a friend of mine, and I must say I look up to him in terms of hard work. He's dedicated to his craft. We of course seen him growing from playing characters Tsabotse Fly from Yizo, and yaba a build up and a build up and a build up, and yeah. Let me give him a platform at the introduce officially.
Okay, so Clement.
Yes.
Before I get through who I am and what I do, can you turn my headphones down a bit?
Okay.
It's quite loud.
Yes.
Thank you. So before I just get into who I am, I just want to say how proud I am of you.
Wow.
I think
this is the moment that deserves. Where is that sound?
You've got to get your like you got to get your gadgets, man.
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, I'm proud of how far you've come.
Yes, sir.
The last time we had an engagement, it was some hired hall.
Sure.
We were doing an interview there, and I see some gadgets. It's nice and some like really intelligent looking people. I don't know if they're intelligent looking people.
They're
intelligent looking people, behind the cameras and everything. They're really great people.
Sure.
All of this equipment, and it looks like you're pushing.
Sure.
There's a vision that you have. There's a dream that you have, and it's amazing to see. The last video I saw of you on Instagram, you were, I don't know if you were DJing at some like sleazy looking.
Oh yeah. I remember it's that video where I tagged you. I was doing Tuk Singanga song. It's I think it's 2017 clip.
2017.
Yeah. I was doing that.
2020 now.
It's 2020 now.
2020 now. The equipment is looking really great.
Sure.
Everything is just looking promising.
Sure.
So I want to congratulate you on that and tell you how proud I am of you.
Wow, thank you, man.
So if you want to know about me, oh my goodness, what
they want to know about you.
I'm very fun loving.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I like to goof around. I like to prank. I like to joke around. But then there's the other side of me where, I'll just suddenly just keep quiet. And I don't want to engage. I'm engaging in my thoughts and what have you. I'm engaging in, whatever fears, whatever, something that I might be happy about. I don't want to share. I just want it to be, and I could do that in a group in a crowd. Yeah, I could keep quiet and retreat to my own corner in a group of crowd, in a group of people, and it doesn't affect me much. I'm very comfortable with, that sort of thing. Just retreating to myself and keeping to myself. Very protective of that. When I was growing up, I never really understood what that is. Where just not quite into the vibe, and I want to retreat within the festivities or whatever might be going down with the group. I want to sort of pull away and keep to myself. It serves me well. I think in a way that I've learned to be comfortable, with not being cool.
Okay. But does that thing mean you're rude?
Some people might misconstrue it as being rude. But I think I was raised with a pure heart. That the woman that raised me, beautiful, pure heart. My father, he had his issues, but he had a pure heart. He was like your park, yes, he's living like a thug life, but you can tell this is a pure dude. He's got a pure heart. He's got good intentions towards the community. He's got good intentions towards women. He's got good intentions towards his friends. And all of that is documented. You know, how kind he is. You know, how, you know, how protective he is, you know, towards the black community. And one guy that I remember as well, you know, gang member, you know, came out of that world as well. It's Nipsey Hussle. You know, you see him, you know, put himself in front of like the police.
Sure.
You know, protecting, you know, a sister, you know, somebody the police are trying to victimize or, you know, unjustly, you know, take down to jail. That's the story that's happening in America. But, you know, you see Nipsey Hussle getting in between. He passed on. He passed away, obviously, tragically. But, you know, and as far as, you know, it being rude, me retreating, it's just not that. I really don't know what to say to you, and I'm engaged in my head at that point in time. That's not to say that I don't take interest in people.
Sure.
That's why, you know, I have really good friends in the industry. You know, they don't necessarily have to be in positions of power. They don't have to be producers or directors. Although I do have friends in that, you know, on that level.
Sure.
But I mean, I have some, you know, people are actors. Some people are, you know, they're behind the camera. I could literally pull together a team to shoot a film just from the friends that I have, you know, and so that's only because I do take interest in other people, like I really do, like I engage,
sure.
And I generally do get excited in other people's talents, their minds, and what they have in their heads, what they have to say. What they've been taught, their history. Like we're like the sum of all of our past and experience.
True.
You know, some people are just fortunate that they were given gold into their souls. You know, some people will just have to learn from these people that, you know, had a good past. You know, in that you learn confidence from this person.
Sure.
You learn, you know, how to go after your dreams and all the good things that come from people with a good background. Basically, yeah. So I don't know. I'm good. I don't think. Yeah. In terms of, like, you know, how I relate to people.
Sure.
I just have it's like I could have my me time in a group. And just retreat, and it's like recharging as well. Because when I come out of that, we in.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
So now that you are a public figure that you are, how do you deal with the attention that you get on the streets? At least today when we came, you were putting your mask on, and I was praying.
That's what I like about COVID-19.
Yeah. So, but I was curious about this thing. How do you deal with such attention that you get on daily basis, especially that comes after your highest peak roles in movies, soapies, and etc., especially on the female counterpart, if I may put it that way.
Yeah. On one side, the way I see the work that I've done, you know, they put me in the top 5, you know, best actors, and you might have seen that on Twitter.
Sure.
And I wanted to reply, but I just didn't want to offend anyone. They put me in this list, and I'm number 1 in that list. And very sober-minded when it comes to things like that.
I know.
You know I don't want to be on that list.
Sure.
So, you know, this is my response. This is what I wanted to respond. This is how I wanted to respond. I wanted to say, I'm pretty much still crawling. You know, learning how to walk in that business in terms of craft.
Sure.
When you work on your craft, it becomes skill. So just want to work on that's why I didn't choose skill, but rather craft.
Sure.
So I want to grow in the craft. I am very lucky that I've actually worked with people who are considered number ones.
Okay.
In this country.
Like?
I think you can't. Do I need to watch my mouth? My language?
Please. Please do so.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth, man.
Yeah, I think you can't mess with Hamilton Dlamini.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hamilton Dlamini is one of the strongest. I think, what's his name? Why am I?
Which one?
Chovicho.
Warren Masebo.
Warren is amazing. Kate Licorice. I just had, what is this? Netflix. It's the pretty lady. I'm forgetting losing my trail of thought. The pretty lady over there. The pretty lady over there that sings gospel. That's why my trail. I'm losing my trail of thought.
Focus. Yes.
Kate Licorice on Queen Sono, Netflix. She's incredible. And I'm going to miss. The list is very long. I'm actually just saying that the list is not long. He can crucify me for that. That list is not long. There are very few people that I've worked across, and I felt like, oh my God, what is going on here? This person is almost
something else.
Almost not here.
Sure.
Warren, I haven't had the chance to actually, really work with him, but I've seen him work on the same project that I was. Hamilton, for me, he just needed to give me that performance the first time, and then I was like, okay, I know you can do a hell of a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't harm me. It doesn't scar me. It doesn't do anything. I think if you work with the truth, a lot of the times you get to the truth.
True.
So if truth is whatever level that you must be at, then do yourself a favor, work with the truth right now so that you can get to that truth.
Okay.
And sell yourself lies. I think I have been, how do I put this? I have been put on a pedestal, and people do that all the time. I don't know if it's the right term, but I'm put on, on a stage in a pedestal. You're like this great, this guy, this legend. I hear people go, appreciate that.
Sure.
And listen, I will not disrespect where they're coming from. Obviously, and I embrace it. And I'm like, I'm wearing my general's jacket today. So I bump into people. It's my army. There's a special sort of connection, sort of love. There's something that they see that's pretty much different. I appreciate that. Whatever it is that they see.
But are you able to tell what is it that they see? Or it's different strokes for different folks?
I will tell you, it has never been, I've never really been an imitator, and I think I learn a lot from watching people, acting. But at the same time, I cringe and I don't want to do what people are doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you find your unique niche?
my unique niche is a desire, absolutely 100% to be in a position, in a situation, that's a scene, and for it to be as real as
like
as
on
it
that
can.
other soapy. Like on that soap.
Well, I want that, those moments to be, for instance, we're having a conversation right now. Here, there, you raise your voice. Here, there, your voice is low. Here, there, you. And you're genuinely listening to what I'm saying. And you're responding to what I'm saying. Right? You're not trying to outshine me. You're not trying to, whatever it is, you're not trying to perform. You're just being you right now. You're doing whatever you're doing. And that's all I want in a scene when I do a scene. So if you ask me, can we act? Can you act? I tell you, if we were doing a scene like this and then they had cameras on us, if you did it exactly as you were just doing it now, even now, you're just chilling, concerned. You're like, that's what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's me.
Thank you. Vuyo, that is Vuyo family. I'm now going to play a song that will take him to his hometown where he comes from, and we'll talk about that when we come back. Tux Senganga Monate Twa.
Ghetto people do anything if they die to live. Some survive, some sell, you buy the pill. Yo, keep your head high to the sky with bills. Push to the limit, many men will die. Fuck hard, keep busy, don't have time to kill. The devil wants to do business with you, don't sign the deal. Hey, you got it, flaunt it, exhibit your skill. Yo, pull your bravest face, pace yourself. Face the world while there's still cake to get. Stakes are high, God's how I place a bet. Follow more risky, say with me, amen. Amen, amen, amen. Go on, lock your car door when I walk by. What you gonna do, black? Run up in your area, relocate, Come on, monate, Hatipa Brate Baya, John Monate, Kora say empty, but still Monate, John Monate, Come on, monate, Hatipa Brate Baya, John Monate, Kora say empty, but still Monate, John Monate, oh yeah. Mataka fetse go ntshwantshanele ke ba hupetse ka Setswana le leme la game bope ga si bope la le fetwa le bona khobe ke le tsopa la khale la motsofe ba pitsa malome go tswa phuna tele ke ba tsena tsebe khotisa ka semefela o ntshetseng jang o dula o tshela ke mona gano o le kgwelina la me kapa gole ga meno a se kwa mamina nyana basimanyana ba phinya tsala tshekagalo ya mela ya me isila mala ka skwa ke a hepena ka tswana ke a dira ga ke pudu mudu tswana le bope di sa ke fa di raka le pala fala mo gola dinakana ga se go ga mapereko go sena mbogale musadi mahala no go to bole ndeng botselo khatlamela masisi le gagatsena boteng go pedi bola ya noga black against black ga se bonyora ka khoko le ka temonate ga ke batho ba tse baya jomonate khora se empty but still monate jomonate twa ka khoko le ka temonate ga ke batho ba tse baya jomonate khora se empty but still monate jomonate twa What you think it is, it's see on the streets. But I wouldn't like to spoil your fun by saying things that you not see. To the green-eyed monster, we bow to the same God. Why wage war? The polar hall, the wrath of God fall upon you. Don't run until defeat, can run until the fatally. Stop a war, Bella Pina, until Casilla, Pacopona, the BMW, the spin, until the second coming of Jesus. Cover, we keep on spinning those vinyls until we're to cure ya. HI virus, laws don't bind us, the truth will find us. Survive through ciphers, cause y'all don't lie.
On your station, playing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On my favorite station.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Greetings once again, family. This is Mr. Clement TC Speaker. Welcome to Bringing Hope with Mr. Clement TC. You are listening to Predestined Live Radio, the station that seeks to bring hope to the hopeless. And of course, this morning, family, I am with Mr. Vuyo Dabula, and I'm telling you, I enjoy this conversation that we are having right now. Vuyo, my brother, are you still good?
I don't know.
People on Instagram, they hear the behind the scenes. On Facebook, they don't hear it. But yeah, we continue. It is what it is.
It is
so
what
now,
it is.
let's move to the next point of our conversation. Tell us about one person that you are grateful for having met in life. Just one person.
My son's mother. We're not together anymore. Yeah, so we separated. But she's incredible. You know, I look at my little boy, and I know where I come from. You know, as a boy, I know the things that I needed to learn and to grow in. You know, experiences, guidance. We all have different strengths and abilities, and she definitely has my son reminds me of myself. And when she's with him and the things that she's giving him that I felt like I could have gotten, it's like she's raising me again. She's raising. It's like a second chance. So I can only fight with, you know, with the little that I have. You know, when I say we're the sum of all our experiences in our past, the scars and the limitations that we might have right now are basically a result of all of that. You know, but if you tweak the machine, you support the machine, you grow it, and you know it starts to function differently and beautifully. You know, I gotta find a way to deal with all of that garbage. He doesn't have to deal with all of that garbage. He's been taught, you know, by a really wise woman. Yeah.
So now that you are separated, one of the things that happen when people separate, you find that the others start to become bitter towards the other. And last year we heard you. It was on the 24th of August. You spoke highly of the mother of your child.
I did.
Yes, you did. You did. You remember the narrative that you made about what she taught your son about starving the bad wolf and feeding the good one.
Yes. We spoke about that. Yeah.
And when we did our Instagram live show, the 2 hours show, we played 1 hour, it was 2 hours. You still spoke highly of her, and you are doing the very same thing again today. And many people, of course, they come from what we may call toxic relationships. Some they separated due to they couldn't find a common ground, if I may put it that way. But the thing is, when people separate, you find that the other become bitter towards the other person. And some people, as we speak, listening, watching from social media platforms, they're still struggling from, you know, forgiving or letting go, or you know what I mean. So how do you do it, if I may put it that way, that you are not bitter towards her?
Yeah, look, I think situations are different. There's certain things that I do not know how I would deal with them if I was, if the reason for our separation was based on those things. I think every man can say, every man can say that. You can cheat all you want. It only takes once for a woman to cheat, and then that's over. Show a stroke, die, whatever.
Sure.
That's you know what I mean. So I don't know what other people are going through. I pretty much made a really good choice to bring a child with the specific person. That was just brilliant for me. He's a living young soul. He's growing. Also very funny, intelligent, and I can't ask for more than that. When it comes to his mother, we have our reasons, but it seems we could live with them. But how I am right now is still based on that initial choice that I made. She hasn't changed. She's still the same person, and even getting better, growing. She has become like a sister, very good friend.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I would do for my own sister, my own biological sister, and my baby mama. She has become that as well. Yeah, so I would suffer first before she goes through anything she's not supposed to go through.
Wow.
So I think we can't explain why things happen. We can't explain why, but eventually we see, we appreciate. While we're still trying to figure out, you get snippets and images, messages of why this thing is great, it's good. Maybe when we die one day, you get to see why. But I know that my son may not necessarily be in a relationship, a classical relationship, right? But he sees his father and his mother speak cordially and gentle. He sees his mother respect his father. He sees his father respect his mother, being gentle, being protective, being there for her. So one day he's gonna say, they had to, but my father didn't have to. He was separated, but he still respected my mother. He will get there. Yeah, so that's basically how, and we if I'm gonna make this whole thing generic, I think we all meet with good intentions. We all meet with there's some positive something that we're getting out of this relationship when we first meet. I think we just fail to kind of work on the things that we cannot necessarily live with. if I meet a girl, a woman, there's certain things that I can live with, you know. But she needs to be aware also of the things that, you know, that can be difficult in a relationship. That does not necessarily mean that maybe I used the wrong word, live with, not live with, but we need to look at the things that potentially make this an unbearable sort of relationship. And then we start now cutting down for each other, you know, because you've already said that there's this positive vibe about this person, there's this greatness about this person that is unlike anyone else. But, you know, we're old enough now to know that, you know, this beautiful angel comes with the devil too.
Sure. Yeah.
So how do I exercise the devil in me for her? How does she exercise the devil in her for
you?
I'm not referencing the Bible. I'm just saying generically bad, you know, things that we learn. You know, yeah. So I think go back to that initial thing. Talk to your higher self. You know, yes, there are these issues. Talk to your higher self, because no matter how you look at it, whatever issue it is, like I'm going back with the South, you know, where we come from, our experiences, and where we come from. So, be more gracious and kinder towards each other, because we are all in it to a greater or lesser degree. We all have a bad, you know. I think you're a great guy. Like, I mean, that's why I'm able to calm you, calling me. You've got access to me. Sure. But still, you know, I could sit down with your wife and she'll be like, you know what I mean? We all have. Sure. We all have those things. You know what I mean? One person will tweet and say, hey, Vuyo is such a sweet guy, he's a very kind guy. But at the moment, as they are doing that and they're feeling that, wow, Vuyo Dabula, you know, unswere shapo jwang, you know, on the streets there, he greeted me well, he even gave me time and smile. There's equally somebody reading that and thinking, a guy is terrible. I bumped into him. You know what I mean? Sure. You understand what I mean?
And, and two days ago, you were trending on Twitter. Yeah. Maybe you're not even aware.
I am referring to that.
Okay.
I don't understand Twitter pretty much, so I couldn't get into the whole conversations. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So family, you can call us if you want to join this conversation. You can call us on 012-004-2025, 012-004-2025. We have Vuyo Dabula in the building. I'm going to play a song right now, and this song is leading me to my next point that I know he's not ready for this song. There we go.
Yeah.
Drug addicts.
mental slavery. Number to ourselves can free our mind. I've no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. Our Lord shall kill our prophets while we stand aside and look. Some say just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you dare to sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever have. Redemption song. Redemption song. Redemption song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Number two, ourselves can free our mind. Whoa, I've no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop off the time. Allah shall kill our prophets while we stand aside and look. Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you dare to sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever had. Redemption song. All I ever had. Redemption song. Songs of freedom. Songs of freedom.
Family, that is a beautiful song by Bob Marley, Redemption Song. And as I said to you before we went to a break, if you want to call into the studio and speak to Mr. Vuyo Dabula, if you have any question that you were dying to ask him all these years, finally you have the opportunity to do so. You can call us on 012-004-2025. Vuyo, that's a beautiful song by Bob Marley, Redemption Song, you know? And on your social media, especially on Instagram, time and again, you keep on putting pictures of Bob Marley, even his songs. What is it that you're drawing much from his songs? Why Bob Marley in particular?
Just musically, just reggae music. You know, I was raised on it. My uncles actually played the musicians. So they would lock themselves up in a shack and jam. But a lot of the sound sounded like reggae. And they did Ganga as well. The elders played the keyboard. The two younger brothers played. One played bass and the other one played lead. You know, incredible thing. I mean, they just never really got the chance to actually, you know, show their gift to the world, let alone South Africa. But I grew up on that. They schooled me. They put that in me, you know, when I was growing up. And then I just feel like you just cannot ignore Bob Marley. You know,
True.
for a black person, because that's a newspaper for the people. You know, you don't print it, you don't whatever, but he's telling you what's happening. And that's why I'm drawn to Park as well, because it's with these two, and it goes back to also my philosophy about acting. It's not necessarily about you know, it's not necessarily about trying to impress. It's not necessarily about trying to get the likes or anything. It's the truth that just comes from the soul. And it's like, I've gone through this suffering as a black man in an impoverished sort of a part of the world. Uncertainty, fear, drugs, violence, rape, and it's treated in a way that you cannot grow. It's made difficult for you to grow, as a black man. And you feel that, I grew up in Botswana. We were kind of sort of sheltered from what was going on in the world. Those homelands, what they did was, they put the Botswanas alone, the Xhosa, whatever. But anyway, I grew up in Botswana where we thought Mandela was a terrorist. If I met Mandela and I was skilled, I would have killed that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Botswana. That's how we viewed the comrades. That's how we viewed these people struggle heroes. Literally, they played it out that way in the news, propaganda. So that's how I saw them, but thank goodness to guys like Bob Marley. They teach you even through that mess, the facade, whatever it is that the smoke screen. When they put out all that smoke in your eyes, you get a guy like Bob Marley. You're listening. You're like, wow, bad card. CIA and Africa. You hear all these things. A redemption song when it hits to the core. Reminding me of Stephen Biko, which is redemption song, and Stephen Biko should have been like the highest respected sort of themes.
True.
When we got post apartheid, that should have been the thing, because we are scarred. Where I come from, Botswana, I didn't know. I didn't know much about the struggle and whatnot. I didn't really know much. I watched action films. I watched whatever. I was cocooned in the world that, there was no harm. We didn't have white people saying, hey, whatever, curfew this. We didn't have all of that, where I come from. And so even in that world, in that bubble, you get Bob Marley, telling you, war, it'll never come to an end unless, this other, there's a race that feels superior to another.
True.
And what have you. But, while you have a race that feels that they are superior, you also have a race on a large scale that feels that it is inferior. It's the truth.
True.
Right? So Stephen Biko talks about, can I sit in front of other men and see myself as a man? Right? So what do I need to do that? And then Bob Marley is giving him the soundtrack while he's talking. And I think there's no coincidence that they are dead, because that's like the real truth. That's the real truth.
It lives on.
Look, it's exactly what black people need to hone in on.
Can we bring in also George Floyd whilst we're still talking about this? When the news of George Floyd reached your ears about what happened, the killing of George Floyd in US, how did that treat you as an individual?
Ever since I had a child, Clement, I connect to things that way. His daughter is not going to see him anymore. His daughter is not going to see him anymore. And he cried. And somebody was saying, when a black man starts calling out their mother, you know that like this is there's no hiding. This is the truth. This is what this person is. He keeps on saying, talking to his mother. And I couldn't watch the video. I couldn't watch the video. What he said is hearsay. It's what people, from people that have seen the video. Yeah, but I didn't have I couldn't watch it, you know. And then you look at the police officer's face, you know, the pride in it, like a satisfaction in it. And this person is convinced that this person is a dog and a monkey. You're not going to kill a person like that, right? So, my son, my nephews, my niece, and a lot of other kids that look up to me, they feel comfortable around me. They meet me in the mall. You know, put uncle on that before you say. Don't just say Gaddafi, say uncle. You know what I mean? The natural thing. So if it was me, I would have been cut off from all those beautiful experiences. But for what? I've got my hands tied up. You know. What do you call them? The haka boy. Handkerchief. No, handkerchief. I said handkerchief. Anyway, ki di haka boy ba itsi ya ke tsama polisi ba go tshwara ki di tsipi. And on your back you're lying on your this guy still. What can you possibly do? Your hands are tied. You are on your stomach. There's about 4 guys around you. What can you possibly do? Do you have to die? Obviously you don't have to die. But, you know, in certain parts of the world you have to die. Why? You see, white people, you know, getting lenient sort of treatment from the police. The guy's got a gun, but they're still telling him, hey, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. But if it's a black person, he's dead without even seeing any weapon. Yeah. Many times people have been shot in their cars, they've got their hands up. You know. It makes me feel like, okay, whoever brought me into this world, what are you thinking? You know, what are you thinking? Where is this going? I mean, for years, man, you know, we've hundreds of years, for such a long time. You know, but at the same time, what's stopping us from actually coming together as a race? You know, but I've got an answer for that. It's how we see ourselves, I think. It's how we see ourselves. We've come to believe what the media and what we've been told. We really do believe that we are the things that, the derogatory things. Deep down, the truth is in your actions. The truth is, you can say, no, I'm black and I'm proud and whatever. Black and proud. How are you black and proud if you're not if you're wearing Dolce and Gabbana? How are you black and proud if you're not supporting black businesses? You know, when a black athlete is being attacked by the media, or a celebrity, when they are being attacked, they suffer alone. You know, but light-skinned girls and dark-skinned girls, they're pitted against each other. You know, somebody say, oh, Pel Tusi got that because she's light-skinned. You know, where's the reasoning in there?
I hear you.
You know, was she not raised by a strong black woman? Does he not have a family these are black people, that they have suffered the same apartheid that we suffered? Dark skinned or no dark skin. But we say these things that shows that we're not really black and proud. You know. So I think that's where Stephen Biko comes in. I need to look at myself as a man amongst other men. And but how do I do that if I don't really believe it? how do I get to a point where I love myself if I don't really believe that I am a man?
Speaking about black and proud, something comes to mind. One of the things that the late Hugh Masekela used to fight for is how we can, as a black society, we can even embrace our natural look.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to our hairstyles and stuff.
Yes.
And I was playing Bob Marley, and I think it was last year or earlier this year, I saw on social media your pictures with dreadlocks. Yeah, tell me about that. What inspired that?
I get silly, I get playful. So there's a character on for love that dude, man. What's the show? It's on Netflix, I think, right now. I don't think it's a Netflix original. Spartans with what's this? Vikings with Ragnar. He's got a mohawk as well at some stage in the series, but it's like dreadlocks. It looks really cool. I thought,
can imagine that.
I thought this like a 42-year-old man who's impressionable, and he's getting, But that's what I love about myself. I think the child in me, I'm able to play.
Sure.
Just light on things. Sure. Looking at me with this smile, like I'll get you after this.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's how I see it, and there's a lot of control, and there's a lot of you kind of learn how to fear. Yeah, you learn how to fear. For one, because you're dressed a certain way. Just from that, you're not dressed a certain way. You're not talking a particular way. And you never, in terms of the standards, and I know Jesus is different to what the church, a lot of the times, he's one of my favorite figures of all time.
And amazingly,
what happens,
and amazingly, last year when you came to speak, you spoke about him.
Yeah.
When we did Instagram show, you spoke about him.
Yeah.
And you're speaking about him now.
Yeah. Like I literally, when I look at Peter and I look at all the other guys that surrounded him, those guys, I would have abandoned those guys. There's a lot of people that I've abandoned because they will get me in trouble. I feel this guy just likes to fight. Is there a way that we can actually, deal with situations in a calmer way? And I've distanced myself from people like that. People that like things and whatever. When we're out there in public, they are going to get you in trouble because of how they are. Peter is something like that. He don't he cuts a guy's ear off. That's he's very emotional, right? Yeah, but Jesus hung out with him. He's the better human being than I am. But anyway, I wanted to say that you learn how to fear. You learn how to fear because you're never right. You can never quite crack it. Our voices even change when the leader comes, and we're kind of like, like, you know what I mean? We want to be seen a particular way, but we are forever sinning, But the amazing thing is that when you are a sinner inside a church, you are judged harshly. But in terms of doctrine, what's written in the Bible, it's the opposite.
True.
And these guys were allowed to be whatever, Bo Peter and them. They were allowed. If I had if I was privy to something, and I deal with a lot of betrayal, right? You think you're giving this, you're supporting them, whatever, and it turns you, and they try to destroy you, whatever, right? If I was privy And that's what Judas. If I was privy to Judas' actions, and I knew just like he was, guy, right? So his interaction with these guys shows how it's basically his interaction with us. You know what I mean? He knows our intent. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Hence the Bible says he's our mediator.
Yeah.
The mediator. Yeah, a lawyer is somebody who knows your ups and downs, your weaknesses, where you've messed
all
up,
your secrets.
Where you've messed up, and when they still plead for your case, for you to come out righteous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in my case, I feel that the churches, what they do a lot of the times is they don't allow you to be an individual. And it's weird because when we are created with all these different, like, genuine Clement things that Vuyo Dabula does not have.
Sure.
Like you are in you are unique rather in so many ways. You know what I mean? So I can't now begin to try and make you like uniform and act like me and whatever. That's what I believe. For years and years, you have to, fit into this box, and you're never right. You're forever fearful. You're forever ashamed. When do you get to feel that? Now, the approach Jeso is different. You know what I mean? It makes you more relaxed. It makes you more, you want to accept yourself. You accept him. You're like, whoa. I mean, you asked me a question earlier on. I think for me, it's about he who has been forgiven more loves more. Wow. I feel like I've come from
that's what Jesus said.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've done things. I'm like, it's just, there's not really much to me if you put me in the mess that I've, in my past, even present, even future, So to have somebody love me and accept me and respect me, they may not necessarily see and know, but this person knows. My son's mother, she knows a lot, but look at me with respect and kindness, and we are able to share. You're able to help me think and figure out a course. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do now. How can you not? So I feel like I've been forgiven too much. So even if I walk into a room, I meet a stranger, I know, how much of a dad I am.
I hear you, Vuyo.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up after the break, and let me play this song just to lighten up the atmosphere. Here we go.
Christ died for me. Oh yes. And he arose to set me free. Oh, I love. Oh, I love.
Lisa, niggas
This is Predestined Live Radio, the station that brings hope to the hopeless.
Welcome.
Listen live now on www.predestinedlive.online.
Are you ready?
Family, that is a beautiful song by Christ Ambassadors. It's Christ that died for me. No, it's Ngandweni Christ. Yeah, Ngandweni Christ Ambassadors. Christ that died for me. I was playing this song, and during our break, of course, me and my team were praying for a brother of ours, Mr. Vuyo Dabula. Vuyo, many people, they think the only characters that you can play, you know, Bokatafi, Botau, and stuff. Yeah. And some people don't know that you once played a pastor. Yeah.
Pastor Umpile.
Pastor Umpile. How did that feel like?
Like I said, we were talking about Kereke.
Yeah.
You know, and I at the time I was really committed. Mm-hmm. You know, there's certain parts I wouldn't take on film or as an actor.
Like kissing,
yeah. You know, it was so intense. I mean, you know, there's a scripture that says, you know, if you look at a woman lustfully, you've already committed. You know what I mean? So, you know, while I was busy saying no to the rose, I was busy being very sinful. if you look at it that way. So, I think Terry Peto played kind of the love interest, and she was always, you know, flirting with him. It was incredible in that way because that was my life, you know. Your system is fully functional, you know, and you look at a girl as, you know, attractive as Terry Peto. And you know that in real life you can't do anything about it. So that played out, I think, you know, with the character as well, because, you know, he wanted to, but, you know, he couldn't, you know, get himself to, you know, if they did a storyline like that, you know, say 7-8 years ago, I probably played a character very well. You know, because it was based on what, you know, my experiences as a Christian. But I find that in film, often somebody's trying to tell their vision. You know what I mean? And on Zone 14, the guy is just there. You know, in that he doesn't really have any weight in him. You know, he's not going to turn the story around. He's not going to turn this character's arc around. He's not going to, you know, he's just there, you know. And, you know, often guys like that, you know, play a part. You know what I mean? They change the course of things. They talk. They want to change. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it makes sense, though, because the show was not necessarily about this, you know, priest, you know, doing what they need to do. This wasn't a seventh heaven. It was a Zone 14. Seventh heaven, Zone 14. So it wasn't about that, you know. So there wasn't really much to write home about, you know, to really be. There wasn't much meat in the character. He was just there, you know. But I remember what was real for me is that, you know, I had this natural sort of You know what I mean? Like when a guy looks at a beautiful girl, when they look
on set,
anywhere, generally, know, I was I was attracted, but there was nothing I could do. I couldn't even flirt. It was like I was in this jail that I could not come out of. It was very interesting. Yeah,
I hear you. Yeah. So now let's talk about the social media fuss, that is created around you and B. You call her B on the Instagram, Bona.
Oh, Queen B. Queen B.
Many people have their own assumptions that there's something going on between Vuyo and Bonang. How real is that?
I think just let them be. Let them be. I'm not giving them anything. I'm not giving them an inch. I'm not giving them anything. Just let them be.
Let them be.
Let them be.
All right. Yeah. You had that family from Predestined Live Radio. Let them be. Just let them be. Yeah. We are concluding now, Vuyo. The period that we are living in, man, of the global pandemic, the pandemic of COVID-19, it's changing the world. We come from level 5 of lockdown, went to level 4. Now I think we are on level 3. And then for many people, honestly, on so many levels, the future it's uncertain. It's uncertain. Even in media and entertainment industry, the future it's uncertain. I mean, COVID-19, it left no stone unturned. Politics got affected, religion, businesses, everything got affected. And as an individual, how this period that we're in now, the period of lockdown, for you as an individual, how has this affected you? And to add also to that, how, because as people we have capacity to visualize. You spoke about that earlier, your own truth. You have your own stakes, the things that you visualize to say after Queen Son, I see myself going to this after this. So I just want to know how has this COVID-19 thing affected you, your plans, your visions, and the likes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, right off the bat, it was a very sudden thing as well. There was a chance that I would not work because they had closed that all out, right? And and then other, like you were saying, it left no stone unturned. So it was affecting other, businesses, events, everything. It really hit the entertainment industry pretty hard. So that honestly, drove me into a bit of a depression. I started comfort eating. I ate like nobody's business. Gained weight, face blew up. I drank anything and everything that I could. Ate anything and everything that I could. But I think it's just a question of also you see yourself where you are. You're kind of brought to your knees. But there's gotta be something, and that was my thing. I literally became something else. I wasn't concerned about what I was ingesting. I wasn't concerned about exercising. I became something else. I was being defeated, you know, and I started appealing to, I guess, my higher self. I couldn't bear, you know. When I'm out of shape, I'm heavy. I can't. Even my mind, my spirit, it goes very low. You know, for me, working out is a hell of a lot more than just a physical thing. You know, and I felt like, okay, this thing is bringing me to my knees, and I'm not alone here. You know, the people that that I have responsibility towards, you know, that I have to take care of. And, you know, I don't know if you've seen Batman, you know, with Christian Bale, with Bane, where he goes into that hole. They put him in that jail. But that jail has an opening you can escape. But it takes mental strength. It takes everything. It takes the truth. Why do you want to get out? Once you get your why, then you figure out a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number one is finding out why you want to get out, knowing why you want to get out. Okay.
Yeah. For me,
I'm
it was
taking
important.
that one.
Yeah. For me, it was important not to die because of my son.
Okay.
You know, so that's when I slowly started, you know, getting out. Okay. Anything that's righteous and that is pure towards my health, my mind, my spirit, and how I do things, you know, is basically based on this young fella. You know, I have to, without saying a word, he needs to see. He needs to know what I'm telling him without saying words. You know, so he will go back and will see how many times I've fallen flat on my face. He's going to see how many times I've been ridiculed. He's going to see all of these things. And then he's going to be like, oh, okay, that's how you deal with it. Because I do not stay there. I don't stay there. Whether it's speaking or doing a deal, whatever, I fall flat on my face. I don't stay there. I always get up and, you know, and I know it's important. It's like I said in the beginning, it's like me. When I look at him, I see me. I don't want him to go through the doubts and all of that. I want him to be Muhammad Ali. I'm a Joe Frazier when it comes to, you know, drawing in and, you know, talking, and I don't want to talk and whatever. You know, Muhammad Ali, drop of a hat, whatever conversation, whatever topic, you know. And that's why Muhammad Ali had so much power over Joe Frazier. It's because it's his mental, you know. Joe Frazier always felt that you can see, I'm like, when it comes to, you know, speaking, I've got nothing, you know, and he used to ridicule the guy so many times, and he was so confident. I want my son to be on that other side. I don't want him to wrestle, you know, with nonsense. It's like King David and Solomon. By the time Solomon is the king, there's no more war. Yeah, that's not his battle. Those are not his battles. You know, so I get scarred, I bleed, and I'm shamed, whatever. I take it because I know, you know, it's a battle, but he doesn't have to go through that. Yeah, so I jump in. So basically, that was my thing with COVID. I said, okay, if I die, then what am I saying to the little guy? And how is he going to live? You know, so that's when I was like, I gotta start something. That's when the live shows with the skipping, I was really trying, but it was such a difficult thing. It was really trying, but it was difficult. I was trying to build a gym at my backyard, doing it myself. And but I think there's a movie, Field of Dreams, with Kevin Costner. He starts hearing a voice. It tells him, build it and they will come.
Yes.
Build it and they will come.
I like the sound of that. Yeah.
Build it and they will come. And I think it's the universe, it's the angels, guides, spiritual guides. If you are willing, they pull through. If you are willing and you're like, this is me, and it feels like this is, they pull through. That's when, a hand is extended, and things have been happening. I was actually able to build a gym in my backyard, proper.
Yeah, man.
A proper setup.
During lockdown.
During, lockdown. Obviously the levels started, going down. Lockdown levels. We got to 4, 3. And then people could, start coming in to do some work in, different complexes. I don't know. It was the case with my complex. So people were able to come in and literally now found a way to build a very effective gym, but it is not expensive to build, but equally effective.
Okay.
So I'm in a process right now of building a gym for someone, a client. So we're looking at dimensions and whatnot, and so they reached out. So I ended up, I wanted to actually build a gym for myself, and now, somebody else wants to say. When I came from that bottom, not knowing what to do. Now this, and of course,
so the first step led to another.
First step led to another.
So what we can say to people who are listening, who are watching right now, they should take the first step. Yeah. As you said, build it and they will come.
Build it and they will come. Like the opportunities come when the energy is right.
Wow.
When the energy is right, so you can't build anything if the energy is not right.
So we need to kindle the positive energy in us.
Yeah. So exactly. It's work on it, nurture it. Don't waste your time as well with negative energy towards anyone.
Okay.
It affects all kinds of negative energy affects good outcome. If you want a good outcome, bad energy just messes with that. You know what I mean? Fix things.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Family, that is Mr. Vuyo Dabula. And I must say, I really enjoyed our conversation today. As I said in the beginning, that when we did our Instagram show together, it was planned that we should go for 1 hour, and it went for 2 hours, and the history has repeated itself again. The show today was supposed to go for 1 hour, and we went beyond 1 hour. It's 2 hours, and we are signing out with a beautiful song that takes me back to the first day when we met. We had an event, and when we called him to the stage, he was dancing to the song Rex in the Middle, playing the song.
Yeah.
Drug addicts.
I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God, they let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight up by them buds, you can't imagine it. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest. Young been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Tryna put the water on my potato. I got killers to the left of me.
We was lurking on her, ain't show no mercy on her. We was going back to back, we put a curfew on her. It was dark clouds on us, but that was perfect for us. We know you always crash and burn, but it was working for us. Let my tent to V12, double check the details. Gotta cross my T's and dot my I's or I can't sleep well. Millions off of retail, once again I prevail. Knew that was over from the day I dropped my pre-sale. Hold up, let the beat build. See me in the street still. I've been fighting battles up a steep hill. They gave my road dog 12, it was a sweet deal. And I've been riding solo trying to rebuild. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle.